Welcome on in to Potter's Iron Blood Fitness on this Saturday morning. Me and Dom got a pretty good workout in today. Um, we fixed some things at the end of this workout that I think needed to be fixed. We were talking in the group this week, tricep stuff, but we'll get there. First thing we started off with was some bench press. Dom stuck to our 5 sets of 5 with 275. And I did something a little different today. Been dealing with a little bit of it's like a little bit of tendonitis, but I didn't go very heavy. I stuck at 315. I did a set of 5, I did a set of 6, I did a set of 7, and I did a set of 8. And that was a good change up. It felt really good because we've been on the 5 sets of 5 for so long, which we're still on 5 sets of 5. I just wanted to do something just a touch different today, um, just to keep it light. And Dom ripped really well through 275. Had a couple sets of 4 in there, but it wasn't a matter of him not being able to do it. As you can see, this is him ripping through 275 for 5. I think he just had a couple of uneven drops in there, is what it came down to, because there was a couple sets in here of 275 where he just breezed through it. So not a matter of bench strength, just a matter of finding the right rhythm, which comes and goes from day to day for sure. Sometimes you're benching and you're getting really good drops and you're right exactly where you want to be, and sometimes you're just a touch off, and that'll happen. And here's Dom repping out 225. Pretty solid workout. We got some good incline smithing after this, as you'll see. Gym was actually kind of popping this morning. Quite a few people. We didn't get Ross and Skip into this video, but everybody should be back on Tuesday, hopefully. And we hopped over to some incline barbell. I would say that we did a total of about 10 sets of chest, um, but very high intensity, heavy sets of bench. There was no sets that really we took off on. This was just a nice little warm up just to find the right spot. Sometimes you got to do the warm up to find out if you got the bench in the right spot for incline, because what we're looking for is to target that upper chest. So we want that bar coming down probably an inch below your collarbone. Something you can get a really good squeeze in. And we found it. So on to another plate. We and Don were talking about this as far as Smith bench to weight ratio. So this is 2 plates on each side, which on a generic barbell, as you know, would be 225. And obviously this is a zero gravity bar on the Smith. So in all actuality, should be 180 pounds. But as I was explaining the one day, if you put me on barbell incline with 225, I'd probably get it for 22, 23 reps. And if you asked me to do as many as I could of this, it would be 22, 23 reps. So I find it interesting that even though it's a 40-pound difference, it kind of equals out the same for me anyway. Maybe not for everybody, but everybody always tries to convert Smith over to barbell free weight. And for me, it is pretty much a dead conversion over. And here's Dom hitting 3 plates for 2 reps. Great set. And same goes for 315. I probably wouldn't hit 5 on the incline, probably 3 or 4. But I think it's pretty close. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be people who will hop in and argue and But at the same time, if I do this and then on the next video I do what's equal to it with the same thing, then it is what it is. Can't argue the facts, I guess. So, and here's Dom repping 275 for a few. We're closing in on 100 videos, folks. I think we have like 140, including the shorts. But episode 100 is going to be this upcoming week. I'm thinking end of the week sometime. I think this is 96. Crazy. Thank you everyone who's been along for the whole journey. It's been a good time. It's been a lot of work to do the videos, but it's kind of cool in a way because it hasn't been much work doing the workouts because it's what we've always done. So it's cool to document it. It's cool to get feedback from other people. And it's cool to see other people's lifestyles lived kind of like how ours has been. And usually when I get done with Smith, the last set, I always do a pause set, pause reps. Get to the chest, hold 2-3 seconds, and right back up, just to work on that power from the bottom. And Dom as well, with a nice pause here at the bottom. I think it's a good way to finish. We've talked about it recently in some of the workouts. We want to get a couple sets in of kind of like the plateau press, where the weight is sitting on the safeties and you just drive up from there. So to take away the top part of the rep. And we might throw those in here right along. Okay, now this is the discussion of the week. So we have a tricep machine that you guys have seen me use 500,000,000,000 times in the House of Swole. And we get done with triceps after bench day and we're like, it just doesn't feel like we've hit triceps. So I started really digging into it this week. Why is it different from other places? What's the deal? Why aren't we getting what we feel like we should be getting out of it? And I think we solved the problem right here. So this is the lat pull down machine. The cable starts at about 7 feet, I would say, in the air. And two things. Because it starts up so high, it pulls up on your arm. So your tricep comes all the way to the bottom, and when you come down, it comes all the way to the top. So it being that high is why you're getting a full contraction. The other part of this equation is the angle of the cable when it comes down. The other machine, you have to stand kind of away from it. It's a weight stack. Where here, as you can see, we're standing underneath the machine. And this was a game changer. Like, we hit tricep extensions on the other machine with the stack, like 210 pounds, wrap it out for 12 and move on. This was 30 or 40 pounds. And as Dom, it was heavy. Like, we got into set 3 or 4 and we had so much blood in the tricep. It was so full that I was like, man, I think we have solved this problem. So if something doesn't work, take the time to figure out why. This is really good form right here. And what a game changer. I will be doing my tricep extensions from now on. Yeah, this is only like 35 pounds. But a completely different ball game. And the rope was really good. But you'll see here in a few minutes that we go over to the silver bar, the angle bar there. Don't know the technical name for it, but it's our favorite tricep bar in the gym. And I felt like we even got even more out of that, which was crazy because usually the rope is a good burn. I'd say it's probably the number one attachment for triceps, but for some reason we get just a touch more out of the other one. Yep, this one right here, as you can see. Just a slight slant bar. And this gave me full extension. Now remember, when I say full extension, I'm able to bring that bar up above my chest, but those elbows want to stay pretty much in place. We don't want them flying around. And you'll see that mistake a lot at the gym. There's nothing wrong with getting a heavy set in where at the end of your set you're, ripping into it and your elbows are moving and you're loading up on weight. But your technical set should be slow. Your elbows should stay in place. If you can squeeze your hands up toward Dom, as you can see, it's coming up to the logo on his shirt there. That's perfect. We've been looking for one of these tricep attachments, something very similar, and we haven't been able to find it. If you guys know where we can buy one, it's probably like 8 or 9 inches wide. It's got a little bit of a slant. It's not one of the ones with the big plate at the end of the bar. I have one of those at home, like a triangle bar. This one's kind of like that, just without the things at the bottom. And if you know of what the technical name of it is, or if you know where we can get one, email me, comment, Facebook message, Instagram message, like reach out because I'd love to get one for my gym, and I know Ross is dying to get one for his gym. And Dom's going to squeeze out his last set here. Um, this will be going full time into the workout routine. Wait until everyone else tries this as well from this angle. Angles is everything in the gym. I think most people who's been in there a long time knows that, whether it's your inclines, your declines, but that also translates to your front raises, your side raises, your triceps, your legs, everything. Everything is an angle. So, speaking of angles, we finished up with some close grip decline. Now, we were not looking to do this with the big bar, but we did. This is the 50-pound bar. It's quite a bit fatter. And actually, when we got on there and got into a close grip position with it, we realized that it was even better for close grip. So this is actually 140 pounds. I don't know why they bought this bar. They bought this bar a long time ago. I remember the first time that I actually benched 405. Somebody was like, "Hey, that's the 50-pound bar, right?" And I'm like, "Oh, I benched 410." A pleasant surprise, but it's kind of a strange bar. It's really round. It's really big, but it actually is excellent for close grip because it takes a lot of wrist out of it. And I was just going nice and slow, squeezing at the top. This was a good idea by Dom to finish with this. Usually, once in a while, we'll hit decline right after flat, but I actually prefer to do close grip decline. Um, we hit enough chest, we hit enough bench all the time, but triceps always can use work. We didn't end up going live audio today just because there were so many people in the gym and they had the radio going. And we're not looking to deal with copyright infringement with YouTube today. But there will be a live audio video coming soon with the four of us, and I think it's going to be great. And thank you for the support. Make sure to like, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of the video.